What's up, you guys? Welcome to another Battle of Sealed series. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't the Battle of Sealed series, is it?
It's not Battle of Sealed. What are you talking about, Josh?
Wow, I was actually so hyped for this. Okay, let me correct that. Welcome to the Battle of the Next Adventure series. So this is the Next Adventure booster box set, and we are so hyped that we are actually going to be playing constructed decks that we have been really hyped for this set. It's gonna be hybrid heavy, it's gonna be fast-paced action, and for this video, we're actually going to go into the deck profile. And because you know us, we like to do a two-part series. We're gonna be checking out AVAULT's channel for part 2, where we actually get into the battle and just face off here to see which kind of like deck that was hyped for is stronger or better or whatever.
Now, also, if you guys haven't done so yet, subscribe right now, click that like button, and comment down below if you guys want to see more Battle of series. So this time is Next Adventure, so yeah, definitely let us know. We worked really hard on this. Once again, thank you, Sam. Shout out to you right there. Say hi, Sam.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so without further ado, we're actually gonna dive into the deck profiles for this video. And yeah, once again, AVAULT's channel is in the link in the description below, so go ahead and check them out for part 2.
But before deck profile, opening time.
Oh yes, you're right. We gotta open them up first, bruh.
Yo, Sam, get over here. Yo, Sam.
2 rares. What'd you get? Oh my god.
I got it.
What?
I got it.
Are you serious?
I got it. I won.
Bro, where did this guy go, man? This guy. Man, we still have a whole. Oh, wow. I wish I had a Susanomon right now too. Alright guys, so before we get started with this deck profile, I just wanted to shout out Hayes and D-Win of the Huang Zero Discord. They've been prepping for this deck a lot, and this is one of the decks that I was very excited to kind of make my own. And I do have some Jodabi special tech choices under their kind of like advice. So I'm just gonna dive right into it now. Starting off with the eggs, we're running 4 copies of Upamon. Upamon's very simple. If you've got 3 or fewer security when attacking, you can draw a card. This Cherubimon deck is actually going to have a yellow base, and it's gonna be very, very mid to late game aggressive. So very good against the meta right now, but we're gonna dive right into the rookies. We've got 4 copies of Bokomon. Bokomon's on play is you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and then you can pick up a Hybrid or 10 Warrior and a Tamer and add them to your hand, placing the rest of the cards to the bottom. The beauty of Bokomon though is that once per turn when you digivolve a Tamer into a Hybrid, you gain 2 memory. For a lot of the Hybrid Digimon, that's actually free, so that's very awesome. Next, we're gonna dive right into 4 copies of Bushy Agumon. If you've ever heard of the phrase Bushy GG, this is one of those decks. Bushy GG is very prevalent in this deck, and I love it, and you'll see how it works towards the end of the profile. And lastly, we're running 3 copies of Cutemon. Cutemon shuts down a lot of Digivolve reduction or Digivolve cost reducing effects, which is very good in the meta right now, particularly in certain types of hybrids and in example green, or just going into things like win rate, if I'm not mistaken. So there you go. And lastly, we're running 3 copies of Salamon. Salamon is kind of like your main out if you are being attacked very early. When you have 3 or fewer security cards on deletion, Salamon actually allows you to recover 1, which means you take the top card of your deck and place it on the top of your security. Next, we're going to be running into the level 4s. So The first hybrid is the awesome hybrid Kaiser Leomon. So Kaiser Leomon can digivolve over a tamer for 2 cost instead of its 3, or it can digivolve over another level 4 Digimon for a cost of 1. However, it's got a special when digivolving skill, and it reads when you digivolve this over a hybrid or a Koichi, which is the tamer of the archetype, you can actually give it retaliation until the end of your opponent's next turn. Very powerful. Next, we've got 4 copies of Lauimon. This is the typical 5 cost to hard play, 2 cost to Evo kind of hybrid Digimon of the set. In purple specifically, it can just go over a tamer. Very simple stuff. And we're going into the level 5s now, and I'm only running 4 level 5s. Is this a Jesmon deck? No, it is not. Rhinimon, super powerful, 3 cost to Evo. If you are actually digivolving over a hybrid, you actually only digivolve for 1, reducing its cost by 2. So there you go. A lot of the level 5s in this hybrid meta right now actually have that effect. So Cutemon plays a huge role, but I really play Rhinimon for the on deletion effect, and it's only because it's the only level 5 hybrid in purple. But its on deletion effect is when it is deleted, you can actually play a tamer from your trash without playing its cost, and you can trigger on play effects, which makes it really awesome. Next, we're going into the level 6s. So my only level 6s are just 3 copies of Cherubimon, which is probably gonna give you guys anxiety. The only level 6 in the deck is Cherubimon. So Cherubimon is very, very powerful when digivolving. You may play a tamer from trash, and for each tamer you have in play, not just purple, you can actually delete a level 4 or lower Digimon, which is very strong. In addition to that, its on deletion effect is super powerful. So for each tamer you have in play, you can actually take a level 3 Digimon from your trash and play it without paying its memory cost. I'm pretty sure you guys can get an idea of where Bushy GG is going to be playing a role given these effects. So we're going to dive right into the tamers here, and boy do we play a lot of them. First, we've got 3 copies of Madashita. You guys must be familiar with this already. It is your memory reset tamer, but very important effect. On play, you can actually retrieve a Digimon option or Digimon card from trash and add it to your hand. So there's a lot of cycling going on here for sure. Running 3 copies of Kari Kamiya. Shout out Ty's brother or sister. Kari Kamiya, basically when the top of your security is kind of like, I guess, removed or whatever, for whatever reason, you can basically suspend Kari to gain a memory. This is an all turns effect, and it does stack, so you could pretty much end your turn or end your opponent's turn using her in this deck, which is super amazing for defense. Running 4 copies of Koichi. Koichi is the star of this deck. So Koichi is one of those hybrid tamers with the inheritable effect of on deletion gain a memory. But his on-play effect, you get to draw 1 trash 1, so it promotes a lot of cycling. And when paired with cards like Rhinimon on deletion, you're able to just get extra memory, extra draw, and extra discard. And the last of the tamers, we are running 3 copies of Analog Youth. Once again, Analog Youth promotes Rhinimon's main effect and how he kind of like facilitates a lot of the tamer plays, a lot of the memory gain plays in the deck. On play, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Digimon from among them to your hand, and then trash the remaining cards. So building that trash is great, having tamers in your trash is great. And lastly, all turns, when one of your Digimon level 5 or higher with Digivolution sources is deleted, you can suspend Analog Youth to gain a memory and hatch an egg. Huge in the deck because you are running a lot of yellow rookies that will allow you to draw. It's also huge in the deck because when you get to late game, you do want that Digimon in raising. Being able to get extra memory is also huge. Going into the options here, you guys are familiar with this, but we're running 2 copies of Blinding Ray. You can trash the top card of your security stack to gain 2 memory. Huge for making aggressive plays that accelerate your win con. And I think the win con here is just being able to go as wide as heck by deleting your Cherubimon and having a lot of rookies ready and pumped out to swing. Next, we are going into the 1 copy of Deathclaw here. You may delete one of your Digimon in order to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Great for destroying Cherubi to destroy a blocker and bring out all the Bushy Agumon you've got. Back for Revenge. This is a special, kind of like Jodabi special. It's been talked about by other people, don't worry, I know that, but I love Back for Revenge. I've played it in every set. You guys are familiar with this old card, but main effect, you can pretty much get an on deletion skill on one of your Digimon that allows you to just play that Digimon without paying its memory cost. And a new cards, we got Calling from the Darkness. So you can actually delete one of your Digimon. Once again, Cherubimon's gonna be the main target for this, guys, in order to grab 2 Digimon cards from your trash and add it to your hand. That is why we don't play as many Digimon, because you can cycle them very easily. I can grab Cherubimon basically whenever I want, and that is very strong. Last but not least, we are running 2 copies of Schwartz Leschratz. And this card is amazing. Schwartz Leschratz. Basically for every hybrid or tamer you have in play, or that is in play if I'm not mistaken. Nope, it's each tamer and hybrid you specifically have in play, so not the entire board state. You can delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So as long as you set everything up right, I'm coming for you, Jessmon, leaving you as the only Digimon on the board, because I will kill everything you try to spam out. Come at me. That said, that's kind of like the main deck. The idea of the deck is to pretty much just go for that one big multiple swing turn with your rookies, facilitated by the deletion of Cherubimon and a little bit of mid-game aggression with Rainimon to facilitate the playing of your tamers from trash. But that's it. Thank you, guys.
Black X-Antibody. Let's start with the eggs. We have the 4 Dorumons. This is basically your draw power. So X-Antibody really focuses on like adding more sources to your main boss Digimon. Kind of like Shoutmon. Do you remember Shoutmon, Sam?
Oh yeah, I got my butt kicked.
Yeah, so this is the draw power that you really need for the deck. So the first new rookie card right here is Dorumon. Dorumon has a on-play effect where you basically, it searches for your X-Antibody and review top 3, which is great. Now, what I even like even better about this card is that it has a inheritable. So it gives you the versatility of hard playing it, and it doesn't feel as bad when you want to Digivolve it as well. So I really like this combination, and for 1000 DP, I'm totally okay with. So the inheritable gives you a extra memory when you do add sources in. So the whole concept and the whole idea is that you want to keep adding sources again and again. Next, we play the good old Reboot Toy Agumon like we always do. And Reboot is just great because you get to restand in your opponent's turn and they just can't swing over you. Next up, we have the 3 Dorugoramon. Just to get piercing in, just to get extra security checks in, which is always fantastic. It's very easy for us to reach up to 13,000 DP in this build, so Dorugoramon is just perfect. And then of course, no memory. Shoutouts to Team Never Spark, Chumon right here. So moving into our champions with our new X-Antibody, we have Dorugoramon. It basically serves as a blocker if you have another X-Antibody on the board, which is really good. It's a 5k blocker, and it has an inheritable where it's all turns, giving your Digimon with X-Antibody an extra 1000 DP. All turns. That's really, really important because it's essentially like the Gogmamon that we had back in BT4. 3 Tyrannomons for blocker, cheap Evo for 1 cost only. That's basically really it. Josh is gonna love this one a lot because we all hate Rookie Rush. And we have Mechanorimon, so no Rookie Rush. No. Get out of here. And then I have my Grumblemon, the black version of Lobomon, essentially. You just Digivolve it on top of a Tamer and then you can swing. That's your black Lobo. Really good addition, finally getting a hybrid for black. I always wanted that for a long time. To our level 5s, we play, once again, the new X-Antibody one, where we have Dorugoramon. When Digivolving, you can place a X-Antibody and its traits underneath the sources to basically prevent this Digimon from being deleted via DP reduction or deleted in general. Because that's what it says, right? giving it very good survivability and full ability so that you don't have to be afraid when you move this guy up, and you can always stick to the board and you're not threatened at all from anything essentially. The inheritable is just fantastic because it gives your Mega Digimon that has X-Antibody security +1 straight up. And we're just gonna go for those big checks. Dorugoramon. Who doesn't like blockers? It's black. Gotta play blockers. This card combos really well with the classic combo that we always know is with the reboot toy Agumon right here. Reboot, blocker, attack, and then reboot, blocker. You can't hit me, but I can keep hitting you. So this one is sort of the tech card where we have one of the level 5 Volcamon. I personally don't really like the card in general because it has a condition that you have to meet. It gives an inheritable of security +1 as long as your opponent has a Digimon that is unsuspended. But because of that condition, you're not always consistent with this effect. So I'm kind of on and off with this one, but I'll play it and give it a try and see how it goes. And we play for our level 6s. We have the 4 copies of the new boss Digimon, X-Antibody, Dorugoramon. And then what this card does is it gains 1000 DP for each X-Antibody in its traits, in its Digivolution sources. And when attacking, you can basically place a X-Antibody from your hand into its sources to basically delete 2 of your opponent's Digimon with play costs less than or equal to the amount of sources it has. So it's really, really good because the more you rack up, the more stuff you get to delete and the stronger and more powerful it basically gets. Giving all those extra inheritables are just absolutely fantastic. It wouldn't be X-Antibody unless we replay the 2 copies of Alphamon. Versatility card, you can always gain memories after swinging. You can gain DP to swing over opponent's stuff. Has a security built-in effect to help you protect yourself, which is really, really good. And yeah, that's basically it, Alphamon. Now, we actually don't play any level 7s. That's the really cool part about this deck, what I noticed from other builds, is that this doesn't require level 7s because the whole idea is that you're building Dorugoramon really, really strong, and all you need is him, and you just need him to stick to the board, and you want to rely on him fully and entirely. That's basically the game plan. So this is one of the first few decks I actually played without any level 7s, which is kind of surprising. And a definitely different take for me. So let's just go straight into the tamers. We have the 3 Kodas. He sets your memory at 3 at the beginning of every turn. Really, really good, important. And also on play, it lets you search, which is really, really nice. And then of course, just like any other tamer with its security effect, you basically get to play it for free. Next, moving into our options, we have the 2 metal cannons, and this one is our draw power essentially. And who doesn't like to draw more cards? You know, you want to draw more cards, see more combo pieces, see more of your X-Antibodies, and start adding more of them and triggering those effects over and over again, so you stack stronger and stronger and stronger. So you definitely need a bigger hand. And then we have 3 black memory boosts. I really like this because, you know, who doesn't like gaining 2 memory? And then you also get to do more searching as well. And then now for the removal type of option, we have 2 Iron Fisted Onslaughts. One of arguably the best removal card in the game, otherwise it'll be Ultimate Flare. But anyways, for our last options, we have the 2 copies of the Spicy card, Final Zubagon Punch. It does a lot of things, so I'm not gonna tell you what it does. I'll just show you later. One punch. Anyways, I was saying it basically gives your Digimon extra 3000 DP. If it goes up to 16,000, it gains reboot, blocker, security +1 until the end of your opponent's next turn. So the win condition is really just to basically build a stack, and a really, really strong stack with all these X-Antibodies, so you can get all these inheritables essentially. And the whole goal is, imagine you're playing like the raid boss game, and you're the raid boss, and you're just making this Digimon one single really, really, really strong, and it does everything for you. Like I mentioned earlier, very similar to Shoutmon with adding sources, and very similar to the idea of Jesmon, where he's like your boss monster, except the difference is this doesn't go wide at all. He's all you need. Literally all you need. But the other thing I wanted to quickly cover is you don't always have to stack X-Antibodies, because the built-in archetype itself does that anyways. So while you're building your stack, it's also very versatile because you can basically build in your other Digimon that are not X-Antibodies into your stack, so that you can utilize the effects to put the X-Antibodies instead, because otherwise you can't put these guys in here. So really, really important to keep in mind on that. And then just, yeah, once you build your stack, just go ham. Just go attack, 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 and then you win, I think.
So that will be it for both our decks, the deck building guide and strategy for both the Black X-Antibody and Cherubimon decks. Go watch which deck is better as we face off against each other at AVAULT's channel, link in the description below for part 2. See you guys there, thank you so much for watching.